Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Around the World with me, you heard 37. So, we're in Russia, I can't remember it. Khabarovsk or Khabarovsk, I can't ever remember the name of this. And in this episode, I actually had a hard time finding anywhere to go. In this episode, I finally found an airport. We're going to be going to Neryungri. Let me make sure, I believe that's how it's Neryungri, Neryungri. That's the best I can do. Apparently here in Eastern Russia, there's not very many airports, and the airports that are here aren't in FSX. And I actually tried to fly this flight the other day, and everything was great up until the end. All of a sudden, we had some weather problems. The winds were causing some damage to the plane and everything, and as I descended, I slowed it down to normal and cut the throttle and everything, and we were doing like 30 knots below, maybe 140 or something, but the wind speeds kept just dinging the plane every few seconds, and it caused the plane to crash. So I went back now and I put ignore damage, because I keep having problems, especially in this series of flights being ruined because of things like that recently. Not sure what the problem is. Alright, we'll go ahead and get it started up. Move that up. We'll turn on the tank selectors. Comes the battery, nav, and beacon. Turn on the generator. Avionics 1. Fuel boost with that starter. Move this up to low idle. Make sure she doesn't go flying forward. You see, she does move a little bit. Parking brake is on, of course. Turn off that starter and the fuel boost. Look, see, we just move forward. And I'll move that. You see where we're at idle, so I don't know why that happens. Pitot heat, prop auto heat. Bring back the yoke and avionics 2. Just quickly yell over at ATC. It looks like it's really clear out. I updated Opus, and that's what we got. We're going kind of north, kind of west. I'll say west. Oh, it's moved my audio again. I don't know why that happens sometimes. I was flying last night and in a 777, and it had everything right. So let me go fix this real quick. Be right back. Alright, I'm back, and our fuel boost is apparently still on. Click it one more time. Let's acknowledge that. 5 left.
Taxiway 4, runway 5, left, 9er, runway 5, right, 1,
wait,
0,
23.
So
it should be a short taxi. I remember exactly where we are. Let's turn on the progressive taxi. Look outside. Alright. On our taxi light. Let's set this. We're going to go to 9,500 feet. And let's hit the CDI for our GPS. Alright, parking brake comes off. We'll start our taxi over to the runway. It's been weird. There's no... I picked several places. I was looking at a map of Russia, and I picked several places, that I wanted to fly to, and look to make sure they have an airport. And when they do, I look over in FSX, type in the ICAO code, and it seems like they're never there. And some of them are actually quite far away. So those are the ones within range. This one's apparently in range. Neryungri. See, 719 miles, so this is another one where we got to be kind of careful about our fuel. It's a long flight for this plane. This plane is like 900 some, but I don't know. This taxiway goes over there. We're taking off to our... Oh, actually coming back towards this way, so we'll go on down. Thought we were taking off that way, but back away from where we're taxiing. Either way, we probably still would have had enough room. But that's alright. Yeah, and apparently, I thought this was going to be like our last flight in Russia, but we might have to do at least 2 more before we can actually get out of Russia. I didn't realize that the distances were being that far away. And the problem is, we're up near Siberia, so there's not a whole lot around here with, that's going to have airports. Because we are getting very close to Siberia if we're not already in Siberia when we go up to Neryungri. Because we're not just, in this flight, we're not just going north, we're actually going west as well. Because I just couldn't find any other airports. Let's set the flaps. We're just going to go straight out here, folks. No reason to go left, and then we don't need any more runway. This is fine. Nice that it's a clear day. Hopefully, it remains that way the whole way down. All right, make our request.
Tower, Cessna at runway 23 right, ready for takeoff.
Khabarovsk. I can never remember if it's KHAR or KHAB. Khabarovsk.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23 right, Cessna.
Alright, so the landing lights come on, strobe comes on as well. Check left, right, no one's gonna be here. We're I guess this is a fairly big city, but there's nobody. Is it me, or did the textures of the runway just become winter all of a sudden? I have to check that out. Alright, here we go. Back off just a little bit so she doesn't start flashing at us. Alright, 80 knots, we can go ahead and rotate. She gets up in a hurry. Gets up to speed in a hurry. Go ahead and retract the flaps. What did they say? Khabarovsk? Khabarovsk? I wish I could pronounce it. I'm surprised they put that into FSX. I don't know. Let's head off to the right. This is the airport before where I ran out of fuel trying to get here. Autopilot. Nav. Vertical speed. We'll usually climb at 1,000. I'll climb a little slower this time so we can get some speed as well. No, we could probably do it at 1,000 feet. No, just thinking about our fuel, I think we'd still do it at 1,000 feet, but I don't know. Seems like a slower, more gentle climb with a little bit more speed. Get us set a little further. I gotta say, like, that does look like Russia, like Russian-style buildings. You know, the whole communist era, all those, like, I wouldn't say public housing, because public housing in the U.S. is different. You know how they all have to live in, like, these, like, apartments, like, huge apartment-style buildings, which I can't, I would not be able to stand that at all. But, I mean, if you look at it, that's exactly what it looks like. The only problem is, man, what is going on with the flashing textures? You see like houses, and I don't know that they have any of that in Russia. Hopefully this flashing and stuff stops. I don't know what that's all about. I think it's over now. I think it just had a problem with something like a loading textures, but once we flashed around, oh, there it went again. Like once you, they say that once you get in a plane, you should get out and do that a few times. It helps, I guess, with the texture loading and stuff. At least where you are originally. I usually don't. I'm not sure what that was. Alright, we're up at 2,600 feet. I don't know, it's kind of weird, like, it almost looks like there's a town, but so much of it doesn't, there's not like a bunch of homes or anything, it's kind of odd. See, the town just kind of is done, and then it's back into the wilderness. Yeah, as you can see, we're heading northwest, really to Siberia. I don't know, we considered on the edge of Siberia or in it or what. But I know on the map it showed we were basically going to be in Siberia, at least on the edge of it. So that's another reason there's not a whole lot around. But let's see how long it is. It's 712 miles from here, 346. And we're doing 164 knots. We usually speed up just a little over 170, so maybe another, not even 10 knots. So it will be a long flight. Hopefully we have enough fuel, we should. But with that, we'll go ahead and speed it up and be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, I'm slowing it down. We're a little under 30 miles away. I stopped I was going to descend to 2,500, but you look at now we're at 4,500. It seems like we're really low. It doesn't even seem like it's like we're well under that, but we aren't. Close to Neryungri. I barely remember that. These Russian names are killing me. Well, let's go ahead and hit up ATC. That's not what I wanted. Chulman, there we go. But they do have a tower and full stop landing.
Chulman Tower, Cessna 25.
Chulman Tower, it's not Chulman. Let's go down to 4,000.
Enter right downwind, runway 8, altimeter 2988.
Knowledge that to runway 8.
Right traffic,
Reset the
runway
altimeter.
8, Cessna.
So, let's see, is there any ILS for this? We go Chulman, no. It's 11,000 feet though, 11,700 feet actually. Alright, so what we'll do is move our heading over here. And we'll switch to heading to come into runway 8. It just seems like we're really, really low. I mean, the elevation must be really, really high up here. So we can, just can't quite see the runway there. The 8. Just trying to decide how far out we should go. Let's also look at the elevation on this thing, because it seems like we're really low. Yeah, 2753, that's why. So, we're at 4,000, we're only 1,300 feet above the runway right now. There's a massive lake back there. It feels like I should know the name of that, because I think we are in Siberia. It seems like I should know the name of that lake, but I can't remember. That we went by not too long ago. By the way, let's go ahead and speed this up. There's just nothing out here. It's just wilderness. Just trees and snow. It feels like we're going too far out to the left. I'm not really sure. I mean, we're only 1,300 feet off the ground. We actually should want to go up 4,700. That way we're at least 2,000 feet up. We should actually go a little bit higher. Screw it, I'll go to 5,000. It'll make it easier to see. It was just too close to the ground at 1,300 feet like that. One more thrust as we go up. Then we'll be able to see everything, the runway and everything better. It's just too close to the ground at 4,000 feet. Give us another 1,000 feet to play with. The flashing is still going on. I wanted to say that's it. It doesn't seem like that lines up though. And it's gotta be it, but runway 8, yeah, because it's not quite, 9 would be dead east. So I guess that is it. It just seems like I think it's because of the way this is, where it doesn't always go dead north. We're only 17 miles out. Man, it is just desolate out here, isn't it? There's like no towns or anything. I can't remember really seeing anything. So I guess we really are in like Siberia. We're not in Khabarovsk anymore. Which I think it was like the 5th, I thought that's what I read, like the 5th largest city in eastern Russia. Now we're headed off to Siberia. Yeah, head a little bit back to the right. We're going way out here. Don't really need that. So we've got plenty of fuel. So I didn't need to be too worried about that. It's just we've had so many problems lately. I keep having to fly these flights like twice. Getting ruined by damage. Had one running out of fuel. This is like the second or third, or actually maybe like the fourth out of like the last 5 or more flights where I've had to fly it more than once because something just inevitably goes wrong. Some of it out of my control, like those wind shifts and stuff. I can't do anything about it. And I was slowing down, and it was like the wind shifts were kicking up like over 20 knots. It's just like every 2 seconds. It was like there's nothing I could do about it. I was really surprised when we ran out of fuel on that 900-mile flight. I was thinking that this thing could go like 1,200 for some reason. I landed 2.5 miles short. It was like, oh man. Maybe I could have done something. I don't know, because I remember I was losing speed in the air. Like, normally we fly at like 174. I remember in that one I was flying 174, but then it kept slowing down and I was going like 160 at one point, even with like full throttle. So I don't know. Had it kept on the 174, it would probably never had a problem. So we're about to make our turn. Was that 2,300 feet was the elevation? So it would suck if we're now too high to get down too quick. I don't see it out here. Should be almost dead to our right. We'll have to slow it, the speed down as well. So let's go ahead and slow her down. Should be off to our right. I just can't see it. Let's start a slow descent. I'm not going to go down like 700 feet a minute or anything. There we go. Just go down like 100 feet a minute or something. Get off that throttle. Trying to find exactly where it would be out there. By the way, we've seen like one plane on TCAS today. Like one. It was way behind us. So over here, can't be over there. Over here? Slowed down a little too much. We're almost ready to make a final turn. Here we go. There it is. There's the runway. Probably shouldn't go dead right just yet. We're not quite lined up. Very close though. Just keep gradually going over. Now we might have gone too far now. Yeah, we probably did. Not sure of the exact heading of the runway. Hold our altitude, just barely descend. We've got to get back to the right now. A little more thrust, speed back up a little bit. 9 miles out. Set my views. Here we go. Back to the left now. We are at normal speed, right? If you change it while there's like a weather, if you're like 4x or 2x from the
Cessna cleared to land.
second.
Runway 8.
Acknowledge that.
Cleared to land. Runway 8. Cessna.
If you're like say 4x, before the weather injection happens, the simulation slows back down to normal, and if you change the speed at that time, it'll go straight back to 4X, and sometimes you don't even notice it. By the way, how did we not get this lined up? Was it that bad? A little high as well. Come on, swing left. It feels like we're at 2X. By the way, you can see there's been weather a fair amount of flight. Did come back. There we go. Level off a little bit here before we take control. Just a little too much. Kind of want to not descend any just yet. While I take over. Alright. Autopilot, you're out of here. I can't remember what that means. Below icing minimum speed. We shouldn't be icing though. That went off as I hit the flaps. I've only seen that a couple times actually. Now it's back. Went off again. Yeah, I'm trying to trim this thing. As I hit the flaps up, it ballooned us way too much. I was trying to trim it down, and it was still fighting me to go up. A little more thrust now. Didn't need that wind. Don't need that wind either. Thank you. It's like the worst times to get wind. Too quick there. Increase the throttle since we're trying to level out. Alright, I did not see any buildings either while we were up there. I hope I was recording that. Yes. So where do we go? I didn't see any buildings, like I said. Track those flaps. I mean, are we icing on the wings? We have prop auto heat on the prop.
Cessna, exit runway with
where would I be able to? Where are we that we can exit? Are we supposed to have skis? I don't know what that is. Is this somewhere where you just pull off to the side? That is a gas. That is the pump. It's the fuel station. So, really, like, this is strange. I've never seen one like this.
Cessna, exit runway when able.
Okay. No, I don't know. This is weird. There's nothing here.
Cessna, contact ground.
Contact ground? Where are they going to take us? This is craziness.
118.3. Cessna.
Yeah, so you can taxi for takeoff, but as far as parking, you're wherever you want on the grass. It's all frozen anyway. Okay, get off there. Stop you. Hit that parking brake. Cut that fuel. Down here, we'll cut everything off. There we go. I think filters as well. Heck, in real life, if it was this cold, I don't think I'd want to turn my plane off. I'd be scared to be frozen. It's not gonna start back up. Literally nothing. No taxiway, no nothing. There's just a fuel pump sitting over there. I think this is what I said. There's like no airports in FSX for Eastern Russia. And the one we found is just there's a fuel pump just out in the middle of nowhere. Odd, for sure. But that's gonna be it for this episode, everybody. Like I said, I don't know. It's hard to make these flights now because to know where we're gonna go because I gotta check and actually find airports because there's not a lot for Eastern Russia. But probably it's gonna take 2 or 3 more flights, I guess, until we actually go back to the U.S. because they're a little bit further than I thought as well. Plus, not being able to find some of these airports, like this one, we had to fly a little to the west when we don't want to. But that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it, and I will catch you guys on the next flight.